black. So, and this is our game 2. So same for Kibe, and let's dive in and see how Kibe played this game. And today, which opening do we have? He played e4. Quite strong opening for attacking players. And AustineKibe, I have seen that he's quite a good attacker. But the problem is he's lacking initiative and also ideas and plan. Now, we have G6. So the G6, so in this one, we can go to the variation of the modern defense, also the King's Indian sort of variations. So let's see what happens. We have knight f3, and now we have the modern defense on the board. Now, this is where now you're going wrong, Austin. We said that when you are playing in the opening, you're not supposed to move your piece 2 times because you need those tempos to develop your pieces. Okay, so instead of playing e5, at least the best move you could have played is d4 and make your center strong. That is the main idea. So instead of playing e5, you could have played d4. Okay, maintaining the center. We say that you develop your pieces towards the center. Now by playing e5, now see the problem with e5. By playing e5, now you are allowing your opponent to push d6 and challenge your center. You don't want that to happen. You want your pawn to be closer to you so that if that move happen, the d6 or also the f6 challenge, then you need your pieces, your knight, to be ready to defend your squares. You need your bishop to be ready to defend your center. So you don't push e5. That's a blunder. That's a mistake. Okay? Don't move your piece twice in the opening. This is something that you need to know. You need to keep in mind. Don't move your pieces twice in the opening unless you think it can benefit you. Okay? So we have some scenarios whereby you can do it, but only in a marginalized way. So don't push just random pieces. Also, don't push pawns. When the far your pawn goes, the weaker it becomes because your pieces will be too far to protect it. So don't push your pawns far. Now, your opponent played. So your opponent is playing the modern defense. So modern defense is quite a slow game. And also, his plan is to bring his knight here and also rotate it to here. Those are the plans for modern defense. Do the castling, then start pushing and develop this bishop to b7. Those are the simple ideas. And then you will challenge your center with d6. Okay? So he will open the center, and then this diagonal will be quite good for the light square bishop with the black. And also he can push and open because the rook still will be on f8. Now, since this rook will be here, it will be attacking that file with the bishop and other pieces, I think so, if that happens. Okay, so let's see what happened. Now, still, Austin is playing passive game. You need to occupy the center as quick as possible. Okay, so instead of playing b3, you could have played d4, then you make it strong with the c3. Okay, and you can have ideas whereby you need to bring your knight here, you also take your knight here, so that you can be protecting this file and also these squares with your knight there. Okay, so b3 is not a good move at all. Austin, they are the ideas for the modern defense. Now he wants to fianchetto this bishop to this diagonal. So if he brings his knight here, he can be able to castle and open the position. And white will be in danger if you castle on the king side. But which is good, which is the only option you'll be having. So you need to centralize your pieces and make them strong. Now you see the problem. If this pawn was here instead of e5, then this bishop, the bishop's scope would have been minimal. But now since you pushed e5, now look at the bishop. If it comes here, it will be sniping to g2 pawn. So my friend, that is not a good. Don't push your pawn twice, or don't move your piece twice in the opening. Now there we go, the bishop lands. Okay, I don't know why you made that move, but that move wasn't good also. Now look, now this is what you are doing. You are provoking your opponent to play c6, in which I don't know where you want to retreat. If you retreat here now, this move is possible. And if you can't capture actually, because now your bishop will be hanging. Okay, so there he goes. There you play. And now, good provocation, but what have you done, Austin? Now you are giving out a piece. Instead of retreating your bishop, you forgot that your bishop is hanging. Now look what happened. You played d3 because of the pressure now. You see? Now you're quite strangled. You are squeezed by your opponent. Even ideas, they are fading. You don't know what to do. Okay? So now he has captured and he has a pawn. He's a piece up, not a pawn, but a piece up. Okay? So if you could have played already this move, then this move. Now look at this yummy square here. You'll be winning. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now, look, Austin. These are some of the mistakes that you are doing. Understand your opponent pieces and their motive and their motive and intentions. Now, I don't know why. What was your idea of playing here? Since by playing here you are hanging your knight, and at the same time you are hanging a pawn on g2. Always remember, defense comes first before anything else. Okay, do the defense first. Then from there you can do all the other rubbish things that you want to do. But first of all, always remember to defend. Ensure your opponent does not have any initiative. Now let's see. Oh God, my Lord. A pawn and a knight. Now let's see if this guy saw. Oh! I think the guy panicked. I don't know what to say, but I think he panicked because now he's confused. You know, sometimes I also fell to these tricks. You don't expect your opponent to be making some weird moves. Now, that knight g5 is a weird move from white, and black wasn't expecting that. So, I think after he played the knight to h6, now he will realize, oh, what have I done? There is an hanging knight and also there is an hanging pawn. Let's see if Austin will correct his mistakes. Oh, my Lord. Now, Austin, I think there's a devil that told him, Austin, that you can checkmate. I can come here and do the scholar's mate. My friend, you don't expect your opponent to do, okay, not to see a one move mate. Okay? So you better do something better than that. So you castled. And your opponent didn't see that. There is some sweetness here. The queen is hanging, and also the knight is hanging. But I think for me, I would have taken the queen. Then next, I pick the knight. So let's see. He castled. Because it is so difficult sometimes. There's this sickness whereby you want to follow the rules, develop my pieces quickly towards the center, develop my bishop, develop my knight, connect my rook, I castle quickly. And in that process, you don't take the initiative. I think so many people are suffering in these situations. So many students and also so many players. You don't take the initiative, you lag in your initiative, and then you run to castle, you give out all the advantages which comes and haunt you later. So also that was not good. Now your opponent hung a piece. Okay, in this position, he hung a piece. But in a real tournament, don't expect your opponent to make such mistakes because you will be having a lot of time to think. So let's see. You played bishop, knight f6, knight c6, knight c6. It's good. Now in this position, this pawn is hanging. Your queen is misplaced. So you need to bring your queen to the game. And so I think the best move here, it is to play e4. The best move is to play f4 so that you can protect this pawn. And also in the same manner, you want to bring your knight here and take it there. Outposts are quite important. Outposts are quite important in your games. Now, let's see what happened. You see, he hung another pawn. Defend. His opponent didn't see that. Okay. You could have tried by okay, this would have been better. Now let's see here. You capture, he captures, then you will be able to play your knight here and attack this pawn. The reason why you need to do that now, look, this is what I'm saying. You take, after take, you want to play this knight here. Why? Why is that important? The reason why this is important, because now you want to open this file for this rook. And it will be eyeing this diagonal. That is your idea. That is what you want to do. Because I think the thing you will do, you will try to play his knight here, which now it will encourage you to retreat your queen and at the same time bring your rook, and you will be winning. As simple as that. Simple chess. Don't overthink. Try and find ideas. Capture. Now you retreated your queen with a good plan. Quite a good plan. But now the problem is still your knight is not protected. Still, f5 is possible, but now after you have retreated your bishop. Okay, retreated the bishop. Okay, now you have protected your knight after a long time. Push. Okay. Play there. If you look at what Austin is doing. Austin, this queen of his, look, it has come from here to here to here to here. He hasn't done any change of his position. So I'm a waste how many moves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 moves. I'm a waste. And akikuwa amepata hiyo type mzuri sana, kama akikuwa at least sima amekaso. And also the problem, unajua kuna hii shida yenye iko hapa hivi. I don't know kama ameona that the pawn on c2 is hanging with a fork. and you lose a rook. Okay. Ameiona. And he went for it. I want to defend it. Oh, hii ni after tumesonga songa. Cheza hapo. Oh my lord. And the fork that was lowering, now imeingiana. Go back. Capture the knight. And now he's totally losing here. Try to make some kicks. And now his opponent understood that process of elimination. Once you're a piece up, this is what I'm planning. I will eliminate the opponent piece, a strong piece. I will exchange the queens. I will exchange the rooks. Then in the end game, I will be a piece up and I'll be able to overwhelm my opponent position. This is what he's trying to do. So he played there. And let's go for the process of elimination. Take takes and then capture the bishop. Play there. Good. Attack it. Good. And now that is where now his opponent went wrong. You see the fork thing. He was forked, he also lost a rook. Now the position is almost to an equal, but the problem is my guy is a piece down. He went for f4. That was quite good for you. f4. What have I done? Oh, is this a puzzle? f4. You went for f4. f4. Now you are threatening. If you end up capturing them, you can be able to capture. But it is possible. Now it is possible to capture that pawn. Because the problem, this is what you get to understand, that if you ever capture this, yes, you can capture. And if you take, now there is rook here, and you will be pinned down. And you will end up losing the bishop now. Okay, so this is what might go. So after take, you cannot take because of rook to d8. And if you take, the check is coming. Then what happens? There you end up losing the game. Even if you play here now, don't need to protect this. Also, if you value your pawns, you can protect it. Then after a move like this, you push. And simple win, simple chess, everything will finish. Now, it didn't take. Okay. Now, do you see now what Austin is doing? Now, already Austin he has been pressured. Now, let's see. Let's go. Now, a fork. I think these are some of the things that we'll be discussing in our second class, forks. There, and easy win for black. So guys, we'll talk later. If you have any question, any compliment, or anything you want to say, please comment there. Then we'll discuss later for more classes and sessions. So have a great day. Yeah, I will be analyzing another game, just one game for today, then get to rest, because I think it's around 1:30 a.m. for now and I haven't slept, so I will analyze one game till 2 a.m. then so that I can be able to send these games to the specific students.